Hello guys, welcome to this video. So today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic about when the Lord seems to delay in our lives. And I believe that this topic is going to be relatable to a lot of us. And please, if you're new here, please like, subscribe and share. So in our lives, many times when we seem to face delay in our lives, there's a certain way that we tend to react to these delays. Maybe if we are having faith in God, praying and waiting on this thing, and suddenly we face some delay and even sense that this thing that we're praying about is not happening, we seem to lose hope and our prayer life seems to decline because of the faith that we have towards this thing. And since we see that there's no sign of it being fulfilled, we tend to give up totally on it. And this is true even in the Bible. When Abraham was promised by God, that is in Genesis chapter 12, God had made a promise to him when he was 75 years old. But Abraham lived up to 99 years old. Before this, all of these promises were fulfilled. And in between there, it seems like Abraham had lost faith in God. Because in Genesis chapter 17, God appeared to Abraham and told him that if you walk perfectly in my ways, and if you maintain your ways before me, I'm going to bless you and make my promises to be fulfilled in your life. And this is the same thing that may happen to us. You can see that God is delaying with our prayers, with our answers, thinking that maybe God had forgotten about our prayers, and even we may lose our faith. We may tend to do other things that are not right before God because we have totally lost hope in God. And this is not right because we know that God keeps his promises. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but he will finally keep his promise. And because we have failed in walking faithfully before him, it doesn't mean that all the promises that he has toward us is going to take them away. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8 to 9 says that God is patient towards us, that does not want us to die in sin, but is faithful to be patient for us to turn from our sins so that his promises toward us may be fulfilled. Maybe if you have lost faith in life and tend to go away from your faith and lose faith in God, this is a sign that you need to turn back to God and to wait faithfully in his promises. In Matthew chapter 24 verses 44, there's a parable of a man who was a servant and his Lord left him his household to take charge over. And this Lord went away, and when this servant saw that the Lord had taken long, this servant decided to mistreat his colleagues, and also he went on to drink with drunkards and to eat with them. And the Lord came back when this servant did not know, and because this servant was mishandling the goods of this Lord, the Lord punished him and threw him out of his property. This parable just talks about us waiting on the Lord, and when we wait on the Lord, being unfaithful, maybe the time that the Lord will come to answer our prayers, will find us living unfaithful life, and because of that, he can cast us away just like he did to this servant. And this parable is similar to that parable in Luke chapter 18 from verse 1 of the widow who used to pray to this judge, and this judge could not hear his prayer, but because this widow was persistent in his pursuit of justice, this judge granted justice to this widow because of his persistency. And this parable was a parable that was taught by Jesus, showing our persistence in prayer. And this parable also teaches us that we should always be persistent in prayer. It doesn't matter what seems not to happen, but we should always keep on praying and trusting in the Lord. Because in Luke chapter 18 verse 7 it says that, shall not God avenge his own elect, which shall cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? So both of these parables just talks about being patient in the Lord. Even though we face adversity, even though we go through hell, we should keep our trust in the Lord and trust in His own time. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share, and keep your faith in God. And God is going to answer your prayers soon. Be blessed.